back, everybody. We've got Raffi Andonian, celebrity historian. You can find him on Zandra TV, on Apple TV with the show Cleo the Muse. And you got books out there. You got all kinds of things. You're so fortunate to have you. Thanks for joining us, Raffi.
Thanks. This is a great time to be here.
Yeah, no doubt. It's the season of love, and I know we're going to get into some Valentine's Day things, but you're also wearing your Mardi Gras colors too. So we're going to talk about all of those things. But let's start with kind of like Valentine's Day. I know it's just passed, but give us some history. What is Valentine's Day all about?
Valentine's Day has a mysterious origin. There are multiple St. Valentines, so, you know, it's very difficult to try to say which one's the first one. But what's interesting about Valentine's Day, what we do know, is that it has origins, like many of these holidays do, in pagan festivals from the ancient Roman days, right? And the Catholic Church kind of adopts it eventually, and there's different stories as to what kind of goes beyond it. There's war stories, there's jail stories, love stories, and that's how you kind of have that celebration today. So, of course, brought the little hearts to share some love here on the show.
And you also brought, I got to bring over, I know Bo has some down there, some chocolate as well, which we always associate with Valentine's Day for some reason. But is there any history about like how chocolate weaved its way into being a part of our celebration? Well,
I would put it in a larger context of gifting, right? Chocolates are kind of seen sweets for your sweets. It's kind of a more recent thing, though. It's not that old to get chocolate. It's some recent decades that we do that. But think about it. When you're doing gifts, you're kind of doing gifts to someone maybe you owe something to in a way, or you expect some kind of reciprocity from. And I don't mean owe as in debt, but owe in a, you know, in a social kind of way. There's a long history of doing gifts in different situations. Of course, Christmas, diplomacy, we still do that today. All kinds of ways that you have gifts going on. So chocolates are seen as sort of a more recent marketing sort of thing for your sweets.
And you're talking about gifting. Maybe chocolates are something that you do, but also re-gifting can be a thing, right?
Yeah, well, let's say you don't open those chocolates and you don't like them.
Yeah.
You might, or you think, you know you don't like caramel or something, you're going to re-gift it.
Yeah.
Or this that my mom gave me, I don't really like it, so maybe I put flowers in it and give it to my sweetheart, and I just kind of re-gifted the vase.
Jeez.
Yeah, what is mom's tuned in right now?
She's crying.
Yeah.
But believe it or not, even re-gifting has a history.
Okay.
Because when you think about, for example, a lot of American Indian groups in North America, especially sort of from the southeast and up to the northeast, had a tradition of gifting in diplomacy, but then there was an expectation that you were going to take care of it for a certain period of time and then re-gift it. So the longevity of that gift had some sort of value because it wasn't as commodified as we think of gifts.
Yeah.
So re-gifting has a tradition and a history as well. So that's how you have to kind of think about it is, again, gifting is often trying to get a favor from each other, whether it's in the business world, the personal world, or the diplomatic world.
Yeah. You brought these beautiful flutes as well.
That's perfect for love, right?
Yeah.
Think about that. Now, you're there with your sweetheart. You're going to have the chocolates. I even brought the strawberry chocolates.
I know you did.
A gift of like a cruddy wedding gift that you guys got. You're like, here you go.
That's right. And, you know, you have the strawberry chocolates with the champagne would be perfect, right?
Yes.
I mean, what's better than on Valentine's Day? Strawberry chocolate and champagne.
Yes, this is beautiful. These are the most beautiful champagne glasses I've ever seen.
That's silver. That's real silver.
Oh. I don't know if I should be touching
Now, that was a wedding gift, so see, that's another one that maybe we can re-gift if we...
if that doesn't work out.
Doesn't work out.
You also brought something that I'm really interested in, this piece right here, and we were talking about kind of like, you know, it's the season of love and how everybody in our society really can use a little bit more love. Who doesn't want love? What does that have to do with this piece?
Well, I think in our society today, we often struggle with finding love for each other. A lot of polarization, a lot of, you know, this and that. I think that what we can do is try to be more constructive and expand it. And one of the things that's great, this is the U.S. quarter.
Sure.
They are actually quarters. They don't look like silver, but they look like they're actually quarters because they're just not circulated.
Right.
George Washington's on the front. He came up with rules for civility. You can look this up. If you go to Mount Vernon, which is his home, Mount Vernon's website, mountvernon.org, and look up rules of civility, you will find George Washington's rules of civility, how to act in civil society. But what's really cool to me is the quarter on the other side, this last year, had various historic women on it. And to me, what that says is that there's room for both, that there's room for George Washington and for historic women, that there's two sides to the coin, and they both have space together rather than dividing and separating. And that, to me, speaks to the love that we need to share for each other and understanding and acceptance.
Yeah, it's all about love, absolutely. And I know, too, we got Mardi Gras coming up. Bo's going to make us some cocktails in a little bit that are going to be delicious, I'm sure of that. But Mardi Gras, what is some history around that? It means Fat Tuesday, right?
It does.
Yeah.
And I came dressed for Mardi Gras
Look at
with
you.
the Mardi Gras colors,
Yeah.
the yellow, purple, the two of the Mardi Gras colors.
Yeah.
And Mardi Gras was really a season, of course, to have gluttony, the Fat Tuesday.
Fat, yeah.
Right? And it's really a season that precedes it. It culminates with Fat Tuesday.
Right.
Before you go into Lent, where you're going to, cut
Abstain.
back.
Right,
abstain.
yeah.
Now, another term you often hear from Mardi Gras, the Carnival.
Yes.
Right? If you trace the origins of that in Latin, what Carnival it kind of means is removing meat. And that's often what you do. Carne, right?
Yep.
So when you think, and I took Latin in college, that's how I know that.
Yeah.
And so what happens is then now you're looking at abstaining again because the concept in either direction, either word that you use is coming up down there. And one more thing about Mardi Gras. In Louisiana, in South Louisiana especially, where you had the sugar colonies, what often happened for Mardi Gras season, it was an off-season from farming, so they would come in from the farms around into the French Quarter. In that time frame, they would not just do the Mardi Gras festivities, but they do christenings, weddings, birthday parties, because they're now in from the fields, and now they just get all that stuff done. So it's really a series of parties that starts for a couple of months, and the festivals for the last couple of weeks that take place. That's what Mardi Gras is. And I've actually been in a Mardi Gras parade, believe it or not. I've actually participated in one through family connections. And I was down there running a race, having drinks, of course, as we were doing the race in New Orleans.
You've done it all, man. Celebrity historian Raffi Andonian. Okay, so Bo, I got to pose you a question because I know you're down there and you're thinking, Fat Tuesday, we got to cut out meat. What is this all we're talking about? Do you ever struggle with maybe any restrictions?
It's kind of a modern American approach to these old pagan holidays is you cut out all the stuff you don't want to do and just do the fun stuff. So Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras, and then you go, who needs Lent? And you throw that out. I'm giving up Lent for Lent. And just more Mardi Gras, thanks.
Well, keep enjoying those chocolates down there. Raffi, thanks so much. I think that was a great history lesson about a multitude of things. Will you come back sometime? We're so fortunate to have you today.
Will do it.
Love to have you back. Yeah, you got to check him out. What's the website again?
CelebrityHistorian.com.
That's the place. You can find out more about Raffi and what he's doing. Stick around. We got more fun happening later.
Celebrating 10 seasons all year long on Later with Jason Sewell.